Hi, my name is John Herbst. I'm the director of the Dinu Patricia Eurasia Center at the Atlantic Council. I have with me Anna-Marie Bildt from the European Parliament and Gennadiy Druzenko, who works on humanitarian issues in the east of Ukraine. And we're here to talk about the awful humanitarian crisis that has erupted in Ukraine as a result of the Kremlin's aggressive war in the Donbass. Anna-Marie, you know how Europe has paid so much attention to the refugee crisis from the Middle East. Yet, in fact, in Ukraine, there are 1.5 million internally displaced people and over 600,000 refugees because of the Kremlin war. What can you tell us about this?
Well, in the European Parliament, we've been, some of us, very committed to put at the highest level on the political map the forgotten war. It is a war of aggression, as you say. It is an hybrid war which hits militarily. The ceasefire is constantly violated in the eastern Ukraine and Donbass and Luhansk. It is an economic war. It's a propaganda war. And it has affected 3 million people that are now in need of humanitarian aid. Convoys still don't have access to the Donbass, humanitarian convoys. There are crimes and human rights violations that are constantly perpetrated. We have started in the European Parliament an ongoing regular meetings, hearings, public hearings on the human rights violations, humanitarian situations, and also with Friends of Ukraine and in the Joint Commission for Ukraine. We are strong supporters of the right of the people of Ukraine to decide on their own future.
Why do you think that this awful humanitarian circumstance has not received sufficient attention in Europe?
No, it's a forgotten war, and we should be able to be multitaskers and deal with several crises at the same time. And one of the reasons is because Europe, unfortunately, is divided, and the war in Ukraine, in eastern Ukraine, has been kidnapped by the overall relationship between the European Union and Russia, where some member states feel that there's still a possibility to have some kind of positive solution with Putin, while others consider that we need to see the deeds and the Minsk agreement that at the moment is basically going nowhere, implemented by the Kremlin. We need to see that there is a respect of international law by the Kremlin, and we should not forget that there has been also an illegal annexation of the Crimea, which is even more forgotten than the war in Ukraine, which is also unacceptable for Europe and should be.
Thank you. Gennadiy, I know you've done some very interesting work on providing emergency medical help, both in the areas occupied by the Russians in eastern Ukraine, as well as the adjoining areas in the rest of Ukraine. What can you tell us about this?
In fact, we work only in the territory controlled by the Ukrainian government, but with both people from the both sides of the front line. And now it's maybe most ambitious project which took care about more than 10,000 people, both combatants and the civilian populations. Last time we worked more and more with civilian populations. And I would like to thank our Western partners for support and for solidarity. I need to stress that we need more signs of this solidarity, to not be forgotten war and forgotten conflict. Because what happens and is happening in the eastern Ukraine is not only a war between Ukraine and Russia and pro-Russia separatists. That is war for some basic values which West civilization found on. We fight, and we as a medic fight for to human being will be in the center, in the focus of our attention, and to support it as the greatest and biggest values against the unhuman system, if you want. So we really, what we need a solidarity, we need some help, and we need that the West remembers that we could win this fight together or lose this fight together.
Thank you.
Concretely, there are two things we have to do to move forward with the association agreement, which is a way which has been chosen by the people of Ukraine freely. And we have to unlock the issue of the visa liberalization. And I would like to congratulate Ukraine because they have achieved all the criteria in the roadmap. And this is a call to the Council to unlock the visa liberalization, because we have to stick to our words. They fill the criteria, we have to give them the visa.
My understanding from talking with both Commission officials and EEAS officials is that there's a great deal of sympathy for implementing the DCFTA, the trade agreement, despite the problems with ratification, for example, in the Netherlands. And unless there's a clear block, implementation will proceed.
We are implementing
Right.
it at the moment, provisionally. We need to solve positively as soon as possible. That requires leadership in the Netherlands. Let's see what happens with the elections. It's a lot of uncertainty at the moment. And we need to move forward with the visa, which is blocked in the Council. The Parliament is in favor. The Council, unfortunately, has not yet moved forward.
Do you have a sense as to when that might happen, moving forward with visa liberalization?
It's happening right now. Negotiations are going on right now as we speak.
Okay, but you don't want to put a date on that.
Well, the date was last week, and the Council has unfortunately not adopted it. And we were disappointed, and we hope that now the Slovak presidency will be able to unlock it within the presidency.
Oh, yes, that would be a very good thing. Ukraine does need a shot in the arm from the United States and the EU.
And we need to join forces cross-Atlantic, of course. That's why our conference is very important with the Atlantic Council.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you, Gennadiy.
Thank you.